Surprise! Republicans are using their government shutdown deal that 8 Democrats broke from the rest of the Democratic caucus, okay, in the Senate, to enable. See, these Republicans are slipping in some pretty heinous stuff into this bill, okay? And I'm not making it up, okay? Hidden in the funding bill are new provisions that would ban hemp nationwide and create new pathways for Republican senators to weaponize the legal system against their political opponents, as well as, of course, to deregulate the food industry. Big surprise, right? But here's what really should get you, okay? They're trying to sell this as, oh, it's bipartisan compromise. Oh, lovely. So let's start out with the hemp ban, okay? Which is nothing more than economic warfare disguised as drug policy. So the shutdown deal includes a provision that would ban any hemp product containing more than 0.4 milligrams of THC. Okay, this sounds a little technical, but what it really means is they would be killing the entire hemp-based THC industry overnight. Gone. And it's not about public health. It's about corporate control. Big Pharma, the alcohol industry, they have been terrified of hemp products because they work better, okay, than the synthetic alternatives, and they cost a fraction of the price. So Republicans are now using a must-pass funding bill in order to eliminate the competition for these industries through regulatory fiat. The timing, of course, is no coincidence either. Hemp-derived THC products have been gaining market share precisely because they are safer and more affordable. Republicans have decided that they were going to protect their donor class by slipping this bill, or slipping this provision into a bill that must pass. And so they'll be destroying an entire industry that actually helps people. But the hemp ban is just one thing, okay? Hidden in the same deal is actually something even more dangerous. A provision that would actually allow senators to sue to get their phone records back if they're subpoenaed by prosecutors. This is specifically designed to protect senators like, for example, Rand Paul, who are facing legal scrutiny, okay? Think about what that means. Republicans are creating a legal shield for their own members while simultaneously attacking the justice system. They're saying that when we get investigated, the rules don't apply to us. But when we investigate others, well, then normal procedures must be followed. This is not about fairness or due process. It's actually about creating a two-tiered legal system where Republicans are above the law while everyone else faces full prosecution. It's exactly how authoritarian systems work. Different rules for the ruling class versus everyone else. And then there's another provision, the Charlie Kirk provision. That's right. Republicans have slipped in something called the Charlie Kirk American Heritage Act, which would award Kirk a posthumous Presidential Medal of Freedom. This is the same Charlie Kirk who built up Turning Point USA into a youth recruitment arm for white nationalism. They are honoring a man who spent years radicalizing young conservative men with conspiracy theories and anti-immigrant rhetoric. But here's the kicker, too. They're doing it posthumously, obviously, because he's dead. But that also means that they can claim that this is about the legacy of Charlie Kirk. Why are you not honoring the legacy of the great Charlie Kirk? While avoiding, of course, any scrutiny of his actual record, things that he has actually said and things that he actually believes. It's not about recognizing service to America. It's about codifying white nationalism as patriotic. They're saying that the future of the Republican Party belongs to followers of Charlie Kirk. Now, here's how cynical all of this is. Republicans, by not extending the ACA subsidies, forced a government shutdown, knowing that they could hide their most extreme agenda items in the must-pass funding bill. They created this crisis and then used it to advance policies that could never pass under normal legislative procedures. Yeah. And of course, the 8 Democrats that went along with it, they've enabled this as well. Now, this is how authoritarian movements operate. They create artificial emergencies to justify bypassing normal democratic processes. When you can't win your policy arguments out in the open, you slip your agenda into crisis legislation and dare anyone to vote against keeping the government open. The media, of course, is barely covering this because they're focused on the whole shutdown drama. But the real story here is how Republicans are using procedural warfare to advance an agenda that would be rejected by the voters if they actually understood and knew what was in these bills. Look, the hemp ban alone, it could eliminate thousands of jobs and destroy an entire industry that was providing affordable alternatives to expensive pharmaceutical drugs. The legal provisions are even more dangerous, which creates precedents that could be used to shield any Republican officials from accountability. This is how democracy dies. Not through big dramatic coups, at least not here, but through slow erosion of legal norms and procedural safeguards. Each time Republicans get away with hiding these extreme policies and must-pass legislation, it becomes more and more normalized. The shutdown deal exposes everything wrong with the modern Republican Party. They cannot win on the policy, so they, of course, manufacture crisis and use them to advance an agenda that would never survive public scrutiny. That's the reality. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.